With no expectations, going into movies or TV shows has been my superpower and it has done wonders towards my enjoyment factor. It's pretty hard to explain, but essentially it boils down to I can't be disappointed. I've done this subconsciously for many years, partially because I avoid a lot of trailers, news, and spoilers. The moment I realized I did this was when my brother and his friends and I were walking out of Sonic 3, and he was saying that Sonic 2 was so much better. However, that's not even close to being true. Sonic 3 is way better than Sonic 2. It almost sounded like rage bait, but he was being genuine. He told me what he wanted to see, and it did not align with what was shown. With what was shown. He wanted to watch Sonic the Hedgehog. Essentially, he wanted to watch Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Adventure 2, the movie. I knew expecting something to be of that magnitude was not realistic. Personally, I would have been happy with just less human characters being separated from Sonic characters and for a prolonged period of time. At this point in the Sonic movie franchise, Donut Lord, the Pretzel Lady, Agent Stone are going to be mainstay characters. So saying I don't want them in the movie is just setting myself up for failure. Uh, I have respect for for their characters and stuff, and I know that they have plot relevance. However, at the end of the day, I'm there to watch Sonic characters do Sonic things. Sonic 2 completely lost me when Sonic and Tails were captured and people at the wedding had to stealth their way around a gun. There was so much time without any Sonic character being on screen, it was so bad. Sonic 3 is so good because I can't think of any scene where there is no Sonic character. The pacing on the movie is also great. Everything about the movie is so much better than Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But my brother's initial thoughts of the movie was that it was not as good as Sonic 2. Mind you, he was a firm believer of Amy being on the Ark. I did not believe that to be the case, but I would have been happy if she was. Again, going into how having no expectations is improving my experience. Also, to align with this, my experience with Pokemon ZA, I had no idea what to expect or what the game may look like. I talked about how the Pokemon Company was mishandling advertising the game by not showing any megas, but they showed enough after I posted that video, so I think they could have watched it maybe, who knows. A lot of people talked about the graphics and the windows being textures. Talked a lot about the graphics and as well as the windows being textures. My takes are the visual style of the Pokemon game looks great for a Pokemon game. Compared to Scarlet and Violet, ZA looks so much better. ZA is usually one of what? Okay. ZA is one of the best looking Pokemon games on the Switch. Sword and Shield is also up there, assuming you don't want to focus on trees. The realistic approach to Pokemon games don't work. The stylized, cartoonish look does wonders for Pokemon games. The window textures do not affect my overall enjoyment of the game because this is a Pokemon game, not a window game. The characters, the designs, the Pokemon animations, the decks, the new megas are all great. The level of enjoyment out of the new game was not something I anticipated. People are quick to critique the game for its setting, but it does a fine job. I guess people also haven't considered the amount of effort that went into Pokemon models when they are talking about the game. Do I think there is no bad stuff in the game? Of course, there were bad stuff about the game, and there were valid points to have arguments for it. But it does not outweigh all the good that there is about the game. Going back to the purpose of the script, I have a better time understanding the show, movie, or game when I'm able to see it when I'm able to see it for what it is. If the movie is objectively bad, I will see it as such. If the movie is good, I will see it as such. If I am unfulfilled, then the movie was boring. I'm able to like new things I haven't heard of because I don't have a preconceived notion of it. I know nothing about French music, but I like the Expedition 33 soundtrack. I knew very little about Uma Musume, but once I watched it after seeing others play the game, it was great. I had no expectations going into the Stranger Things ending, and it was not good. I guess to more so elaborate, um, it's just never mind. I don't really know. I'm not still not good at partially adding on to the script. Sometimes I'm able. I just have to talk more, think less, but I have to think about when I talk. So I have to be already talking before I think. And at that point, noted. At the end of the day, enjoy stuff the way you want. I just have a better time watching, experiencing things. I don't remember the last time I've been disappointed in something. The closest thing I can think about is Mega Flygon, but it's not really disappointment, I feel. I don't really know what emotion to call it. Maybe like it's not necessarily sadness, but like it's also not jealousy. It's very just it's not disappointment because I know what disappointment feels like. Maybe there's something right before disappointment that's called disappointment, but it's not disappointment, I know that much. I just like Garchomp got another mega and Tatsugiri got one. Not to attack Tatsugiri fans, but not even Tatsugiri fans want a mega Tatsugiri. Uh, what else? Um, I don't really know about having no expectations. I mean, I guess when unable to have those, that's when I'm really afraid. Oh, I haven't even talked about like my negative opinion on Doomsday. So we have no setup for Doctor Doom other than what the trailers show us, and they're only showing us him kidnapping kids and showing old characters that people have to care about, I guess. And but we also know that the original X-Men cast from the movies are gonna be featured in the movie. We know that whatever Shang-Chi is being put there. There are un so many loose ends that need to be tied into this movie for it to be good, and I don't think that's gonna be the case. There's just no way that the movie delivers on what it should be, given what we know and how it's like. I don't see any coherent way they introduce all these characters and then also introduce Doom and give us a reason to care about Doom other than he kidnapping babies. And it's just very hard for me to understand. And also because I'm not going into it as a comic fan, I'm going into it as a movie fan. I have no idea what Doctor Doom does, so why should I care that this is the big bad? Like, he's a big bad and he kidnapped babies, but like Thanos was foreshadowed years in advance, and they just did Doctor Doom just wouldn't that he just by the way he's here now. And what was it? Kang Dynasty? At least Kang, they tried to set him up, but then, the actor got bad things happened, and then just bad. So, yeah, that's my rant. See ya.